In a world driven by emotional dependency and fleeting connections, the power of self-reliance stands unparalleled. The truth is simple. She needs you more than you'll ever need her. And if you embody Stoic principles, you'll understand why. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of resilience and inner peace, teaches us to control what we can and accept what we cannot. When applied to relationships, it transforms how you view dependency, attachment, and worth. You'll see that the power dynamics shift when you no longer seek validation from others, especially women. Why self-sufficiency is irresistible. Ask yourself this: do you need someone to complete you, or are you already whole? When you operate from a place of self-sufficiency, you radiate confidence and control. Women are drawn to this energy, not because you're playing a game, but because you embody what they crave: stability and direction. Remember Epictetus's wisdom. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Apply this to your relationships. You don't need her affection to feel valuable. You've already built your value. Detachment is the ultimate power. When a man practices emotional detachment, he doesn't let his happiness depend on external factors. This isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about being grounded. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When you detach from the outcome, you reclaim your power. She'll notice. She'll feel the shift. And suddenly, the dynamic changes. She needs your stability more than you need her attention. The art of focus, building your empire. One of the greatest mistakes men make is prioritizing someone else's desires over their own purpose. A Stoic man knows better. Your focus should be on building your empire, your career, your health, your passions. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Don't waste your time chasing validation. When you're immersed in your purpose, she'll see the value you bring to the table. Mastering emotional discipline. Emotions can be the Achilles heel of any relationship, but Stoicism teaches us to master them. Imagine this. She tries to provoke a reaction, to test your patience, to see if you'll crack. But you don't. You stay calm, collected, unshaken. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your emotional discipline shows her that you're a man of strength, not easily swayed by temporary feelings. The paradox of value. Here's the paradox. The less you need her, the more she values you. When you don't chase, you become the prize. When you don't beg, you become desirable. Why? Because true value comes from within, not from external validation. Stoicism isn't about playing games. It's about knowing your worth and standing firm in it. The moment you stop prioritizing her approval, she'll recognize how much she needs your presence. Practicing gratitude without dependence. A Stoic man appreciates the people in his life, but he's never dependent on them for happiness. Practice gratitude, but don't let it turn into attachment. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them. Your happiness comes from within, not from someone else's presence. The modern man often forgets the ancient truth. True power lies not in seeking, but in being sought after. It's not about manipulation. It's about mastering yourself so profoundly that others can't help but notice your value. When you internalize Stoic principles, you realize that needing her is optional. But her needing you, that's inevitable. Control your desires. Don't let them control you. Desire is one of the most potent forces, but when unchecked, it can weaken even the strongest man. Stoicism teaches us to channel desire, not to suppress it entirely, but to master it. Seneca wisely said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom comes when you're not enslaved by your desires, when you can want something without letting it dictate your actions. By showing restraint, you display strength, and that strength is magnetic. The principle of indifference. Here's a hard truth. Her approval doesn't define you. When you stop acting like it does, you'll notice something remarkable. she'll work harder for your attention. Stoicism teaches us the principle of indifference, to remain unaffected by praise or criticism. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." Apply this to relationships. Whether she admires you or criticizes you, your sense of self remains unshaken. Scarcity amplifies value. Anything easily available loses its value. When you prioritize yourself and your mission, you naturally become less accessible. This scarcity creates intrigue and amplifies your worth. Remember, people value what they must work to obtain. By being scarce, not playing hard to get, but genuinely focusing on your life, you set yourself apart. She'll need you because she knows your attention is precious. Strength in silence. A Stoic man knows the power of silence. You don't need to argue, justify, or explain yourself constantly. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Epictetus reminds us, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." When you embrace silence, you display control over your emotions, which is an undeniable sign of strength. She'll notice, and she'll respect you for it. The fallacy of happy wife, happy life. Society loves to promote the idea that your happiness must revolve around her satisfaction. But a Stoic man knows better. True happiness comes from within, not from pleasing someone else. Seneca once said, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." When you live authentically and prioritize your own joy, you set the tone for the relationship. She'll adapt to your strength, or she'll leave, and either outcome serves you. 12. Respect is earned, not demanded. Respect can't be begged for or demanded. It must be earned through actions, consistency, and self-respect. When you respect yourself, others have no choice but to follow suit. Marcus Aurelius taught us, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you think of yourself as a man of worth, you'll naturally act in ways that command respect. She'll see this, and she'll need you to guide her energy towards something meaningful. Emotional dependence is a trap. Here's a dangerous trap most men fall into, relying on her for emotional stability. This creates an unhealthy dynamic, making you vulnerable to manipulation and insecurity. A Stoic man anchors his emotions in himself. As Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." When you acknowledge and address your own emotional weaknesses, you free yourself from needing her reassurance. 14. Why she needs you more than you need her. Let's break it down. What does she truly seek in a man? Stability, strength, purpose, and emotional discipline. When you embody these traits, she'll realize that you provide something rare, something she can't easily find elsewhere. By contrast, a man who constantly seeks her approval becomes replaceable, but a man who prioritizes his growth, his peace, and his mission, he becomes irreplaceable. She'll need you more than you'll ever need her because you've shown her what it means to be truly centered. In the end, Stoicism isn't about controlling her. It's about mastering yourself. The stronger, more disciplined, and more focused you become, the more she'll naturally gravitate towards you. Not because you demand it, but because you embody the qualities she desires most. So remember, she needs you more than you'll ever need her. And that's the ultimate power.